What's going on YouTube? So I'm going to be doing a video here to give you guys an update on my ICP water testing from Triton Labs. I got my results in. They actually came in pretty quick. It only took, I got them back within 5 business days. Well, 7 days if you count Saturdays and Sundays. If you take a look here where it says Status Lab, this gives you an idea of how busy the lab is. When I sent my results in, it was in yellow, and it took 5 business days for me to get the results back. If it's in red, it'll probably take a little bit longer. That means they're really busy. And if it's green, you'll probably get them back a lot quicker. So here in the first page, I'm already logged in. Here's where you're gonna have the list of all your tanks. If you have several tanks, this is where all your tanks would be. You can name them, the gallons, and then this is also always going to be your ID number that you're going to put on all your water test samples when you send them in. So you'll go ahead and click on the tank you want to see. On the next page, it's going to take you to the page where you're going to have the drop down. This drop down box here would have all your tests that you have performed by date. In this case, I've only have one. So we'll go ahead and press on show. And then the next page will take you right into your test results. Now, test results are super easy to read. They're self-explanatory. I'll go ahead and take you through it right now. Here on the first column, you have your elements. These are all the elements you're testing for. What your tank parameter was, the reading on your tank. Set point is what they recommend for you to have. Deviation. Right here is your warning lamps. This kind of lets you know if it's green, yellow, or red, if you need to make any adjustments. Here's gonna give you if you need to make any corrections and the amount to dose. There are also give you the results here by groups. Here in the first group, you have the unwanted heavy metals. Now, to be honest, guys, I was actually pretty impressed. I thought I was gonna get my test results and I was gonna see a whole bunch of red warning lamps. As you guys know, I was dosing my tank with the Red Sea coloration program, and that actually has kept my tank with pretty good parameters. I only have a couple of things here that I have to correct. So let me go ahead and take you guys through the results here. Unwanted heavy metals, everything on this page here checked out good in green. Then you go into our micro elements. This is where you're gonna have your calcium, magnesium, potassium, boron, sulfur. Now another thing also, remember I tested my tank with my own test kits. I'm using the Red Sea test kits for calcium, magnesium, and alkalinity, and I'm also using Red Sea's test kits for potassium, iodine, and iron. And those test kits were pretty accurate. In my calcium with my Red Sea, I actually read 450. Here on the calcium with them, it read 460, so I was probably like a droplet off. They recommended to have it at 440. So there's a deviation of 20.30, which I'm still in the green, plus, which means I'm a little bit on the high end, but it's green, so it's still good. Magnesium, I had it at 1317. They recommend at least 1370. There's a deviation of 53. That's why you see it's still in green. It's good, but it's towards the low end, and that's why you see the green with the negative. So meaning that it is close for that lamp to turn into a yellow warning lamp. but it's still good. So I just have to bring that up a little bit. So for example, here it gives you the correction if you want to get it corrected. They recommend for you to do it in a total of 3 days. For the first 2 days, you're going to dose 227 ml, and then the last day 148 ml to get it corrected and up to the 1370. So on all these, I checked out pretty good. Test kits that I used were pretty accurate. On my potassium, on my Red Sea test kit, I read 375, so that was really close. They read here on the ICP test 374.90, so really close to what I had tested with the Red Sea test kit. They recommend for you to have it at 400. So I have a deviation of negative 25.10, which is I'm still good. I'm in the green towards the low end. And again, it also gives you the correction dosage if you want to get that corrected. So far all of these were green. I was good there until we get here. This is all sulfur. The sulfur, for some reason, it's getting high, so that's why you see the caution in yellow plus, meaning it's getting close to a red lamp. I had it at 1144. They recommend 900, so I have a deviation of plus 244. So it's getting towards the high end. I gotta get that corrected. Then we go into our Li group: lithium, nickel, and I forgot what this one was. There is also a correction sheet that you download that I'm going to show you guys in a minute, and the correction sheet tells you what you have to do and perform to get a element corrected. For example, in this case, lithium came back really high, so that's why it's showing red plus. It's at 389. They recommend 200, so I'm over by 189.30. Now, interesting fact here for you guys. The lithium, I actually got in contact with Triton to see why or where that could be coming from. At this point, they don't really know where it would be coming from. They say it could be possibly, it's probably found in some salts, trace elements, or coral food that we dose. But a really important fact, guys, that was interesting. They told me that 80% of the tests that they receive from the US come back with a high number in lithium. So for some reason, most of the tests that they get here from the US, the water that they get here from the US from tanks, for some reason they were telling me that most of them, they all come back with a high elevated amount of lithium. So in this case, I'm gonna get that corrected. I have stopped dosing the Red Sea trace elements, and I'm gonna find out to see if it's probably what's coming from that or from the salts I'm using. So we'll see how that turns out. So that's the only red lamp that I have so far, and the sulfur, which is getting high, that I have to keep an eye on that. Then we come back down here to the I group, and in this, everything out here is checked out green. The I, this is the iodine. I was towards the low end, which I don't mind, because as you guys know, iodine can be toxic, so I'd rather be underdosing than overdosing for this element here. And again, it gives you the option to bring it up to what they recommend. I'm at 23.60, they recommend 60. Let's keep going to the next group. This is where we have some of the FE for the iron that I was dosing. Everything checked out good here in this group also. This element here, I'm also in the yellow plus, which is getting towards the high end. So I gotta keep an eye on that one too. And then the only other thing, guys, that I got in red lamps was my PO4, my phosphorus, and my phosphates. Phosphorus and phosphates are at 0, so my tank is way too clean. I gotta get it up to 6 for phosphorus, and for phosphates at least 0.018. So no wonder I've noticed some of my zoas just melting out, because they're probably starving. I have no type of nutrition in there for them. So they recommended for me to go ahead and remove the GFO. So I have removed my GFO, and I've also started feeding a little bit more to try to get some phosphates in the system. So that's about it, guys. Those are the only warning lamps I got. So I was pretty impressed. I thought I was gonna get actually more things. As you guys see, the sulfur, lithium, which I gotta get that corrected. It's over, it's really high. The iodine, that's not bad. It's towards the low end. Beryllium was the other one that's getting towards the high end. And then my phosphorus and my phosphates, which I have 0 in them. I gotta get those up. Now the nice thing about this, as you guys see, it tells you the page number, so you don't have to, it takes less time for you to search, and that's the page for the error correction sheet that I'm going to show you, where it would give you the elements and show you how to get everything corrected. So let me go ahead and take you guys into the error correction sheet. I have already downloaded it. Alright, and there it is. This is error correction sheet. This sheet right here is going to show you all your elements. So for example, our lithium came back high. So if we go ahead and look for the lithium, I forgot what page it was, but it'll give you the page so you don't have to do this and look through them. It'll be a lot quicker. Right here. Alright, so for example, we had a red warning lamp in our lithium, so we'll go ahead and find lithium here in the correction sheet. We had red plus, which means it's too high, and it'll give you what you have to do to get it corrected. So in this case, I have to do a water change of 10% once a week for 4 weeks. So for weekly, I have to do a 10% water change. For now, they recommend, they have their own salt, but they recommend, they also have some of the salts that they recommend, they said you can use the Red Sea, not the Pro, the regular one. Also the, there's another one that I can't remember the name of right now. Or the Instant Ocean that I'm currently using. So I'm just doing my water changes with the Instant Ocean, and that actually will also help me find out if the lithium is coming from that salt, because I have stopped dosing the Red Sea elements. So I'm doing my water changes with my Instant Ocean, and whenever I do my ICP test again and my lithium is still high, then I definitely know that it's probably from that salt. If my lithium is corrected, then I know it was from the Red Sea elements that I was dosing. But it's pretty easy, guys. It's an awesome method. Really easy. If you have anything going wrong in the tank, they'll give you the specifics on how to get it corrected. I'm already on going towards my 4th water change. I've been using the dosing the method already for about 3 weeks. I'm gonna put out the other videos to show you guys on how everything was set up. But there it is, guys, just to kind of give you an idea. And it gives you all the specifics on how to get any element corrected. But yeah, I highly recommend you guys just to try it out and see what things you find in your water, and just give it a check. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and once again, thank you guys for watching. See you guys in the next update, where I would put out videos showing you guys on how I set up the my tank to start the Triton method.